Gozampo, you're watching our weekly news magazine program, Bhutan This Week, with me, Kezawangmo. Here are our top stories from the week. Ambassadors of Bangladesh in Japan presents their credentials to His Majesty the King. His Royal Highness the Gyaltsen launches Bhutan National Digital Identity and becomes the first Bhutanese on the new digital identity system. And Paro's JSW School of Law launches Climate Change and Environmental Law Center. The ambassadors of Bangladesh and Japan to Bhutan presented their credentials to His Majesty the King in the Golden Throne Room last Friday.
Ambassador-designate of Bangladesh, Shibnath Roy, entered the Bangladesh Civil Service in December 1989 and has a Master of Social Sciences in Economics. The ambassador served as the Director General in Bangladesh's Foreign Affairs Ministry before joining the Bangladesh Embassy in Thimphu in December last year as the Ambassador-designate. Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to Bhutan, Hiroshi Suzuki, joined Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in April 1985 and has a Master of Arts from the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy in the United States. He has been concurrently serving as the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to India and Bhutan since September last year. He was also a Deputy Minister in Japan's Foreign Ministry. Sharabdoji, BBS News.
His Royal Highness the Gyaltsen graced a special event to launch Bhutan NDI held on the auspicious occasion of His Majesty the King's birth anniversary. Bhutan NDI is Bhutan's new national digital identity system developed by Druk Holding and Investments for GovTech.
During the launch, His Royal Highness the Gyaltsen became Bhutan's first digital citizen by onboarding with the Bhutan National Digital Identity. Bhutan NDI uses cutting-edge technology to provide citizens with secure and verifiable identity credentials, ensuring the privacy and protection of their personal information. The system uses the self-sovereign identity model based on decentralized identity technology, which gives people more control over their personal information and who can access it. The launch of Bhutan NDI is a big step forward in the country's digital transformation efforts. This new digital identity solution will help Bhutanese citizens access government and private sector services with privacy and security.
What National Digital Identity does is it essentially combines a number of technologies, cryptography, biometric technologies, and putting these technologies together, we are able to link the real person to the digital identity. This enables us to move confidently to the online platform. That is the main reason why digital identity is so important for us. Once we do this, we will be able to move to a full online platform where we can remove the need for signing documents, scanning it and submitting it. We can open bank accounts remotely. We can do almost virtually everything that in terms of the services that is provided by the government, completely online.
The director of DHI Innotech explained the self-sovereign identity which Bhutan NDI uses.
The National Digital Identity, as we have launched today with His Royal Highness becoming the first digital citizen, what it actually means for us as we evolve and develop the services around it, what it means for every citizen, every individual visiting Bhutan, how we will interact with each other, whether it's the government or the private sector, or how we interact with each other together, is going to be revolutionized in a way that, because it is based on self-sovereign identity framework. Every one of us will be having an app and a digital wallet on our mobile. It's going to be 100% digital. And on our digital wallet, we will be offered a verified credential of, for example, a verified credential offered by as a foundational identity, which we can use from our digital wallet with ourselves in full control of an individual to get services from the banks, to get services from any other agencies. Developing the national digital identity as a decentralized self-sovereign identity, we would actually be the first sovereign government in the world to have created a national digital identity in self-sovereign framework, which is completely decentralized.
Bhutan is the first sovereign nation in the world to use the self-sovereign identity model for its national digital identity, which gives the country many opportunities. Bhutan NDI is expected to be rolled out to all Bhutanese subsequently. BBS News.
In commemoration of His Majesty the King's 43rd birthday, the Jimmy Singye Wanchoo School of Law in Paro launched its Climate Change and Environmental Law Center. Her Royal Highness Princess Sonamdishan Wanchoo, who is the president of the school and who pioneered the project, graced the launch. The center is part of a 5-year climate change project of the Jimmy Singye Wanchoo School of Law.
Along with the launch of the Climate Change and Environmental Law Center, its strategic paper 2023 to 2030 was also launched. As per the plan, the school will offer Masters of Laws and the Environmental Clinic will start by 2024.
Clinics already law school na already sumyo ADR clinic, human dignity clinic, then social entrepreneurship clinics similarly we would have environmental clinic. In that way, if someone wants to have legal advice, the legal and the center and environmental clinic together with the students can give services to the people in need or the community in need.
Similarly, there are plans to conduct a biennial international climate conference like the Paro Forum, which is underway at the law school.
Paro Forum is a 3 days conference. So we have stakeholders from all over the world. So we have policymakers, we have climate scientists, we have youth, we have foreign officials working at NGOs who have come here to basically brainstorm as to how they make decisions when it comes to climate change and how we can give climate justice to countries like Bhutan.
The project aims to provide quality education and research on sustainability, environment, law, and climate justice. It will also strengthen coordination among local, regional, and international partners. The center will provide legal and policy advisory services to ensure its financial sustainability. The Karuna Foundation and the Asia Foundation is funding the project. For Namgye Wanchoo in Paro, Namgye BBS News.
The Bhutan Civil Service Rules and Regulations calls for civil servants to remain apolitical and neutral. As such, most civil servants decide to refrain from attending election debates and forums. But according to the Civil Service Commission, government employees are allowed to attend public debates and common forums, and doing so does not make one politically affiliated.
With the country gearing up for the upcoming elections, people will be looking forward to attending the public debates and common forums of the aspiring candidates. But one section of the society who have always remained absent from such events are the civil servants. According to the Bhutan Civil Service Rules and Regulations 2018, a civil servant shall be apolitical, non-partisan, and not stand for election. The rules further disallow civil servants from canvassing for a political party or a candidate.
Jubki chatimda tijit lamluda Participating in election campaigns feels like we are going against the rules and regulations of the RCSC. However, as civil servants have the right to vote, it is necessary that we attend such campaigns.
My opinion is while and there is no direct provision in the rule saying that civil service can't go and attend all this forum, there is the perceived fear amongst the individual civil servants as well as the latent or unseen systemic discouragement for civil service to attend because you are vulnerable.
Getting to vote is a privilege, a duty, and an individual's right. So it is an opportunity to choose the best candidate for us and the country.
But according to the RCSC, this is a misconception of the laws.
Any public forum or public debate which is organized by the ECB in such forums, then civil servants can attend. That's the only opportunity whereby our civil servant will be able to identify the potential of respective candidates. But having said that, any campaign organized by the party themselves or the individual candidate themselves during such forums and campaign, then we don't allow civil servants to attend that.
The Constitution also calls for the RCSC to promote and ensure an independent and apolitical civil service that will enable its public duties in an efficient, transparent, and accountable manner. Kinjang Hadin, PBS News.
Bhutanese citizens, irrespective of who you are or where you're from, can expect to get the same quality of health care from the next financial year. The Health Ministry says it will prioritize health equity in the 13th five-year plan. Health equity is defined as a fair and equal opportunity for all to attain the highest level of health care.
According to Health Minister Dichan Wongmo, health equity is currently a big challenge in the country. Health equity is considered an important measure of a resilient health system. The Health Minister says every Bhutanese, regardless of where they live in the country, should have access to quality health care and service.
Health equity is something that we have been very passionate about because when we, for example, in 2018, the specialist services, medical, peds, gynae, surgery was available only in the referral hospitals. We said, but what about people who are living away from the referral hospitals? We have to reach these people with services as well. But then we realized that we didn't have enough doctors. So what we did was we adopted a cluster model.
She added there are about 7 cluster care referral centers that provide specialist services to the nearby districts. The ministry is planning to further enhance health services and make them available to all.
Equity, I think, going forward in the 13th five-year plan will be a huge pillar for health to build around and saying, how can we provide a pregnant mother, for example, the services a pregnant mother gets in Thimphu should be same as a pregnant mother in Lunana. After all, both the mothers are carrying the future of this country, so they deserve the best of the care.
Considering the human resource constraints, the minister said the same level of care as in the National Referral Hospital may not be possible. Therefore, the ministry will adopt different mechanisms like flagship programs and medical camps to ensure that all people are provided with the same services. Giladem for PBS News.
The Finance Ministry has extended the moratorium on the import of vehicles for another 6 months. In a notification issued yesterday, the Finance Ministry stated that after careful consideration, the ban on vehicle import issued in August of last year will continue.
According to the notification, the decision has been made after considering the country's current foreign reserve position. Article 14 of the Constitution states that a minimum foreign currency reserve that is adequate to meet the cost of not less than 1 year's essential import must be maintained. However, utility vehicles costing less than 1.5 million ngitam or equivalent to $20,000 will be exempted from the moratorium. The exemption also includes vehicles imported for tourism and public transportation purposes, such as taxis and buses, be it fossil fuel run or electric. The finance minister said that the government at the moment has no plans to impose ban on import of other non-essential goods. The moratorium will remain in effect until August. Tashiangdan, BBS News.
Electric vehicle taxi drivers in Sarang are challenged with the absence of a designated quick charging station in the district. Electric cab drivers say the completion of the ongoing construction of the charging station in Damphu would help them resolve the problem. However, they say works are not progressing as they expected. They also say their business has been affected badly in absence of a charging facility.
Thupchen Doji is probably the first one to own an electric vehicle in the district. He bought his cab towards the end of last year. Since then, he has been charging his taxi from his mini charger installed at home. But he says it is time consuming.
I charge my electric cab at home, but the problem is that it takes around 17 hours just to reach 10% of the battery level. Even after charging the whole night, it doesn't get fully charged. And as a result, I cannot work whole day the next day. If this ongoing quick charging station construction works could complete soon, it would take only half an hour to charge the battery to over 80%.
It is just 5:30 in the evening, normally too early to call it a day for cabbies. But Thupchen and a friend who also owns an EV taxi are leaving home early to charge their vehicles.
We charge the battery at home, but it doesn't last much. As a result, we have to return home early to recharge the battery. It is very inconvenient for us since we have to repay a huge loan amount. I used to work till 10 p.m. when I was driving the fuel-operated cab.
Similarly, the lack of a charging facility has challenged other electric vehicle taxi drivers visiting Tsirang. They have been relying on private electric sockets from restaurants and shops on request.
If we have acquaintances where we can charge our cabs, we are spared of the charging fees, but with ones who are new to us, they ask for a fee. Driving electric vehicle taxis in districts without quick charging stations like in Tsirang has become troublesome for us.
As the representative of the taxi drivers community here, I have to look for electric sockets to help my fellow drivers recharge their batteries. The works could have completed within 2 months, but it has been dragging on for almost a year now. I don't know who is responsible for the delay.
Meanwhile, the contractor over the telephone told BVS that he has completed all works which are in the contract agreement except for blacktopping the area. The contractor said the blacktopping will be carried out in the coming days. The new charging station is expected to have 2 charging points. Similarly, an official from the Bhutan Construction and Transport Authority in a call interview said that the contractor has completed all the works. The official said the remaining electrification-related works will be completed soon to make the charging station available for users. However, BVS could not get further information from the authority on the project. Tsirang currently has 4 electric vehicle taxis. For Pema Chawang in Tsirang, this is Kipchu for BVS News.
In what could be a milestone in promoting tourism in Chukha, 5 village homestays in the district received certification from the Department of Tourism recently. This is the first time the district will have homestay facilities. Besides providing an alternative accommodation facility to all visitors, the initiative is also expected to enhance the local economy.
The Chukha District Administration, as part of its tourism action plan, has promoted various tourism products like the introduction of winter camping sites and hiking trails in various geogs. Such initiatives are expected to bring in more tourists and visitors to the district. Providing accommodation to visitors is also sorted with a new homestay initiative. The 5 certified homestays are in Shemaka, Chapcho, Ketena, and Bongo villages.
Since we didn't have any homestay facilities, it was quite challenging to host guests and visitors. Now that we have been certified, we look forward to giving the best service.
I have my homestay at Bachu village under Ketena, which is about 8 hours from Gedu. Whenever Dzongkhog officials visit our village, They stay at my house. But now that I'm certified, I can provide accommodation services to all visitors in our village.
The initiative is only expected to encourage more villagers.
Our main motive is to help our residents in enhancing their income and also contribute to the growth of the local economy. We hope the farmers get inspired.
Initially, there were 41 villagers who registered for certification from the Department of Tourism. Only 5 could meet the required criteria for now. Several others are also seeking certification. For Pasang Dojin Chukha, this is Kipchu for BBS News.
You might have heard of people using biogas for cooking purposes, but a commercial farmer in Tirang has taken the use of biogas a step further. Sanman Suba is the farmer's name, and he has been using biogas to maintain room temperature on his 4,000-bird poultry farm. Our Tirang reporter, Pema Tsawang, visited Sanman Suba's farm in Tirang Tekiok.
38-year-old Sanman Suba's poultry farm has over 4,000 layer birds, broilers and chicks. Maintaining a huge farm like this is not energy efficient, and Sanman Suba ends up paying a hefty sum in electricity bills. But in June last year, Sanman had enough of electricity bills and switched to biogas to maintain room temperature in his poultry farm. Making best use of manure from his piggery and dairy farms, Sanman Suba constructed a mega biogas plant. The plant is almost as deep as an Olympics swimming pool, which can easily sustain 7,000 birds.
Last year, during one of the winter months, I had to pay around 60,000 Newton in electricity bill. So I had to think about an alternate way to warm up my poultry farm and reduce expenditure. So in this way, I can use the amount saved for other purposes.
However, owing to the size of his farm and higher temperature requirement for chicks, he had to rely on electricity this winter. Maintaining room temperature in a poultry farm is crucial for the development of chicks and to prevent them from dying.
The required room temperature for chicks is around 32 degrees Celsius, but it was quite difficult to maintain the required temperature with biogas heating, especially during peak winter months. So I had to depend a little bit on electricity, but for adult birds, biogas heating is enough since they require only around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius.
Sanman and family depend heavily on biogas use to prepare meals and to cook cow fodder. The use of biogas saves his family about 40,000 Newton every month. Sanman now plans to use biogas to heat his piggery farm in the coming months. Another arrow in Sanman's biogas quiver is to refill LPG cylinders from his plant.
If the government could support me in procuring compressor machine, I have a plan to expand the existing biogas plant. This is because the plant has the potential to refill liquefied petroleum gas cylinders. This could at least help residents of Tirang to refill LPG cylinders.
Initiatives like Sanman Suba's will go a long way in making Bhutan an energy-efficient country while giving hard-working farmers like him a decent income. For Pema Tsawang in Tirang, Sunam Pem for BBS News.
And this is the end of Bhutan This Week. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.